Alright, so the point standings. 106 points for Skugako, then 90 points for Broccoli, 74 points for Vince, and Suiram is at 60 points. And they will play until 150 points, and then they will be finalists and have to win one more round to close it out. The top two will go into the grand final. This is the semi-final. Players are doing a warm-up, and soon it's live. At 8 PM I might shortly go into the track medal to see if I can solve it quickly. I basically do the track medal until someone has solved it. Suiram. What is this? He's actually right before the finish line. This is actually a known track. I didn't really read through all the rules and all that stuff, but I can definitely say that this map here is known. It was already used in another canyon competition that I also myself played. Now I wonder if maybe all the maps are reused maps. Yeah, all maps were classic SCL maps by the community. Okay, I thought so. I also thought that I read that somewhere at some point or heard that somewhere, but the previous map I didn't realize. Not good enough at least. Slightly, I have an idea where it comes from. Okay, Suiram. Oh, another mistake. I have Broccoli in front and Suiram in second. That's good points for both of them. Broccoli secures his top 2 with this. And Suiram at least catches up a tiny bit here to Vince. But obviously the gap to second place, which is what he wants, is much larger now. So between first and second place you have a 4 points difference, so that is quite important to get these first places whenever possible. And Broccoli used this opportunity, and if you look at the point standing, then I assume that Broccoli and Skugako were winning most of the rounds, and this is where their lead comes from. Oh my god, Skugako. That looked very nice, but sadly for him, another bad round where he most likely will score only 2 points. That means Broccoli can catch up massively to him. And Broccoli seems to be very strong on this map. Suiram fighting with Vince for that second place, but both of them will continue to lose points towards the top 2. It doesn't really help them that Skugako is crashing, because the gap to second place becomes larger when Broccoli wins, until Broccoli overtakes Skugako. That's a very good run. Different lines here to finish. Broccoli going for the break trick no slide. Suiram's doing a drift. Also Skugako with the drift, finishing then very far inside. Yeah, time by Broccoli 57.6 is around 4/10 behind the Dimania record. Now that I see Cloud, interesting that you can do it just within a kind of emote. I wonder, why is Cloud not in the top 6? Did he just barely not make it, or did he stop driving at some point, or was he not as trained? I mean, these other players here are also very good, of course. But still, Cloud won Gamers Assembly Canyon last year. He is definitely an absolute top player. I would have expected him to be here. Also seeing that he has a good Dimania record. Or is that still a very old time? Might be still a very old time. That can of course be because we have reused maps. Could be very old. Okay, Suiram with another crash. This time we have Skugako in the mix against Broccoli. So when Skugako survives, he still beats Broccoli most of the times. But also because Broccoli was slightly slower than in the other round. Vince secures 3rd place, Suiram last. Yeah, it's not group stage anymore. I wouldn't call about divisions here. But yeah, the top 2 players of this match will join the 2 players that basically won the group stage and will be then in the grand final. It is basically some kind of semi-final. Or let's say the typical, when you have a double elimination bracket, then this would be the typical consolidation match, where 2 players will join other 2 players that went to do the grand final through the winner brackets. It's basically something like that. Alright, so this is the chance for Vince and Suiram to catch up. For Suiram it goes really unlucky though. He was often better than Vince on this track, but exactly now that both Broccoli and Skugako crash away, exactly now Vince is ahead of Suiram and Vince will take these points. So that does not help to Suiram. Skugako 3rd, Broccoli 4th. The winning time is quite a lot slower here. Oh. And there's a big... We are now Vince with a mistake, but probably Suiram won't get an easy 10 pointer. Oh, unless Skugako makes a mistake as well, then Suiram finally has it. He got some second places at least, but it's not enough to really catch up the big distance that he already has to the top players. And Skugako, with a lead that he already accumulated during this round, he can basically save from here on. Actually, Vince got rather close to Suiram and Broccoli as well. They are fighting for 3rd, but maybe still with a chance to get 2nd. Nah, shouldn't be, but who gets 3rd? It's 2 points difference here in this point system, and it will be Broccoli. Now, times were rather slow from the 3 players. Skugako won with a .70, which is 5/10 off from the Dedimator record. I imagine Broccoli setting a better time earlier. I remember. So let's see if I can remember this track. This part here, maybe. Let's see how it ends. I think that I've seen some Meep domination on this track. I think I saw a team competition, 5 versus 5 or something even. Also I slightly remember this track, but I think I haven't played it myself. Oh yeah, this is a really cool section here. Even though nothing really happens on it. But like, imagine you would need to drift in this very tight section there. Alright. So Vince and Suiram still under 100. They are also only 10 points apart actually. And then we have Skugako and Broccoli far in front. And there's Granadi with a raid. Hello guys, thanks a lot for the raid. Welcome, welcome. I am casting the Canyon Solo finals. We are currently watching the semi-final. And the 2 best players here will move up into the grand final, where Meep and Eric, I believe, wait for them. At the moment it looks very good for Skugako and for Broccoli. They have quite a good lead and we play until 150 points. So Skugako is missing 14... Oh, that was a huge mistake by Suiram. Skugako is missing 14 points to reach finalist mode. And there's quite a big gap between second and third, so it looks quite good for Skugako and Broccoli. Vince is catching up 2 points here. But Broccoli will surely hit finalist also much earlier than Vince and Suiram. The point system in each round is 10-6-4-2, so slightly different than the known 10-6-4-3. Basically it punishes the last place a little bit more. You really don't catch up that much when you get last place. Which I like I think that 3 points for last place was always too much. But yeah, now let's focus on the races. Skugako with his victory is now only 4 points apart from finalist mode, so he needs a top 3 position and he will get finalist, but he makes a mistake. However, he's not alone and third place would be enough. Suiram seems to save him so far to get into finalist very efficiently. Let's focus on the fight in front, Vince versus Broccoli. This is of course still the fight overall also for the second place. If Broccoli wins here, he will get 4 points of a bigger gap towards Vince, and that is the case. Skugako takes third and he will be finalist. The times, 58.7, winning time is less than 3/10 away from the Dedimania record. That just shows how close the times are in Canyon. Like, people drive in rounds mode very close to Dedimania records. Closer than in Stadium, I would say. And now let's have a look at Skugako. Can he close it out and reach the grand final? If you've not seen Canyon yet, then you will see in tight enough corners where people cannot go full speed through, they tap the brake very shortly only, instead of in Stadium where you press it very long. You only need to tap it very shortly to initiate the slide. And then you also don't really need to steer that much when you're sliding. It is really just a few taps to get around corners. And you try to always use the full width of the track, and Skugako is doing that beautiful in this run. He has 1/10 of a lead, but the finish is extremely deciding because it's so tight. Yeah. Broccoli tried to snipe him on the inside, but Skugako takes it with a .83 and he will move into the grand final very dominantly in this match. And Broccoli with the second place gets an even larger gap now towards Vince. So it is now a gap of 30 points, and the gap between Vince and Suiram also increased from only 10 points up to 20 points because Suiram had some really bad rounds. This is, however, a chance for both players to catch up to Broccoli, because Broccoli made an early mistake here. There are 3 maps, by the way, overall. All these 3 maps are maps that were used in older SCL competitions. So community voted for their favorite maps, and those are in the map pack. And on each map there will be 5 rounds played. I think this is round 4 or something on this track. So this is a good chance for Suiram to catch up some points. If they want to have a chance, then they both have to deny Broccoli many finalist attempts. I mean, Broccoli now with the last place is guaranteed to reach 4 points. So he will definitely reach finalist after the next round. And then Vince and Suiram need to work together to catch up. But for Suiram it is obviously also important, while working together with Vince, to also catch up to Vince. Because otherwise Suiram has some rounds to do. He has to win a lot of rounds in a row towards the end if he's not catching up to Vince. Yeah, keyboard is a little bit better actually in Canyon. It usually wasn't like that, but at some point when Nadio pushed like the last update of the game, it felt like keyboard is a bit better. Like many of the top players definitely play keyboard. I remember Ryulu really disliked it back in the days when this update came out. Okay, we have... Not... There's... Ah! Okay, I don't know what happens here. I wanted to press the hotkey and then I ended up somewhere. So it is now Broccoli in Finalist mode, and he avoided the other two players to catch up to him. And now there's a map change. The thing is, of course, with such map changes, imagine this is a bad map for Broccoli. Imagine this is his worst map. He has now 5 rounds ahead of him. If there would be one of the other two drivers really dominant on this track, then Broccoli would be unable to close it out and the others can actually catch up. But I think that Broccoli will do well on this track, because there must be a reason he has quite a few more points. It wouldn't work if he had a much worse map here. Okay, he had a mistake early on. But this is only the warm-up round, so this doesn't matter too much. This is quite a difficult map as well. I remember it from... I think I've seen here in a team competition where 2 teams played against each other. I remember some 1v1 and 2v2 battles in the Grand Final. Some really good matches. I think it was Meep versus Nod. And I believe that Skugako was part of the 2v2 match. So this here would be just a safe finish that you shouldn't full speed. There is another finish that the other players just show. Suiram is Marius backwards, that's correct. And I see Pat Reed with a Prime sub, thanks a lot. Alright, now let's focus on Broccoli. Will he win? In his first finalist attempt, it's always the easiest attempt. Suiram is already over 3/10 behind, as you can see in the bottom right. So Suiram has to rely on Vince taking this first place to deny Broccoli going into the Grand Final and ending this match. You see people are going very, very tight to the corners. Vince does it very good so far, has quite a good lead, but here Broccoli with a very good exit out of this corner, catching up quite a lot. And now we have only 1 turn left. Vince is going a bit more inside and he gets a nice break trick. And with that, Vince will take the 10 points, and Broccoli's mistake also allows Suiram to get 6 points to his account. So he moves up himself as well to 112. And now it already gets very exciting, even though there was such a big gap between Vince and Broccoli. The thing is that Vince is of course catching up 10 points in one single round like this. And he's only 16 points away. Why only? Naja, because a first and a second place would be enough, and Broccoli actually messing up his break trick. And Suiram also crashing hard, so Vince is guaranteed to get 10 points here, ending in 144, and then the second place would be enough. So if Suiram wins the next round and Vince gets second, it would be fully fine, he would reach finalist. So this is not the most exciting round now. If I wonder what is a break trick, then can tell a break trick basically is that you hit the break button extremely short with the intention that it doesn't trigger a slide, like you want to keep the no slide. There are 2 different ways to use break tricks. Here you saw one. If you have a chicane from left to right or right to left, then at the moment you switch the direction you turn, you can do this small break trick. And it helps that the car is going tighter. Like this is the main reason why people do it. When you break trick, you can basically get a tighter turn radius while still keeping good speed. You can also do break tricks within a turn. Oh, Broccoli is feeling the pressure. He's definitely feeling the pressure. Especially in this part there in the start, he's struggling. Because there it's quite tight. And yeah, you can also do break tricks within a corner. But they are very risky. Like there's a high chance to slide out if you press the brake button too long. Which is not an issue with the chicanes. Overall, this looks very bad for Broccoli. Here he messed up another brake trick. And for Vince it's fully fine to stay behind Suiram, but winning here is of course not bad either, because he avoids Suiram getting more points. And he does snipe him with a 0.70, 6/10 away. Did it matter? It did not really matter if Suiram is on 124 points or 128. It would be the same situation, so it didn't matter who gets first and second. But now Suiram has to win. If he wants to come through, he has to win now multiple rounds in a row. So we spectate him and we can already say it's most likely not gonna happen. So it's a 1v1 between Vince and Broccoli. And Vince has the better start. He has also the momentum, of course, but now he as finalist will also feel some extra pressure. Broccoli with great speed up this uphill. And we remember he was catching up in one turn in one of the early rounds on this map. Vince going really, really wide. So Broccoli can catch up here, and we have only 2 turns to go, and they are side by side. Broccoli slightly in front now. And oh, Vince with a touch! So Broccoli might still make it. One more turn. Getting around, and there we go. 54.83. He made it very exciting in the end, after having quite a good lead to the other players. But this is finalist mode, people catch up rather quick. And still he managed to make it in his last attempt. GG. So Broccoli and Skugugako are the 2 players moving up into the grand final, which will then follow soon. I don't know how long the break is meant to be. And especially, I completely forgot about Track Madel, guys. 24 people already got it. A French player. Centauri and Pandaria Esport. Gut. What is the... Oh! More than 3,000 in the prize money. That is helpful. Because then it is definitely a very known player. Less than 4,600. And we have an age less than 25. GG. I knew that Worker has a prize money in this region. Finals at 21. Wait, so late? Are we waiting now for 40 minutes for the finals? That would be quite long. Yeah, then I would do weekly shorts. Definitely, if it really takes that long. See you at 21 o'clock. Yeah, it's also written here. Okay, guys. Then in this case, we do the weekly shorts. Actually, I can close this. Alright, first of all, I'm showing the methods and we go into the previous week, and I check out the world records, and also I do now the guesses. What do I think? What have been the winning times, the world record times? I haven't seen anything yet. Here on this map, however, I saw Granadi's third placed time. So I know it must be a very low 16 or a very high 15. Maybe they actually hunted it so much that they just barely got that sub. So I say 15.98. Same issue we had here. I got asked, do I think that the sub was done on this track? I will also say that it was maybe a 12.99, like, whoa. But I don't know if it was possible to get that, but I say 12.99. What do I think here? 3 lane. There shouldn't be much more possible. Arctic Expert was sending me once when he got a good time. He was sending me something. I think it was 82 or something. Also I say a 0.80. 11.80. Remember week 1? 15.94. I did this in the first day. And I was 5th place. And I asked you guys, what do you think? What position do I have in the end of the week on this map? Where I got 5th place on the first Sunday evening. We will see it later, but I can already tell it is far outside of the top 100. And then we have this map where I think in Best of Twitch Trackmania YouTube channel, the Arctic Expert world record was posted. But what was the time? It was some 12 seconds time, 12.5, 12.6 something-ish, I think. And he has, I think, the world record. So let's go in and check out the world records. First of all, we have a 1586. Holy, like that's so far ahead. He must have found something. I am interested to see that. Dude, that is such a good run. Holy moly. Also he goes full nose slide here. Then the difficulty was to keep the gear and to hold the nose slide long enough. Now the thing is that it is fine for him to actually end up here in a slide. But he keeps the gear and he keeps good speed around it. I also started sliding there. It felt also better than when I tried to really keep the nose slide until here. So, now avoiding the penalty, because here it's more slippery, you would slide. He keeps a lot of speed in this corner. Bumps a bit over both penalties, but then especially here, this very strong steer to the right side to get a great angle, then just barely making it, and the most inside finish you can think of. And also it looked extremely tight with the inside. And if we now look at Granadi's time and record, okay, until here he is actually not even that far in front. He overtook there a little bit. It is mainly the line in the end that he hit so beautifully. Okay. So in theory there is even more possible, even though that he's so far in front, but Granadi had more speed. He was ahead here. It was all in the ending. Like, he went a different way through the trees, if you can see that. Yeah. At least in Granadi. Granadi was different than the other two of the top 3. I played this map earlier today, by the way, and improved my time to a 52, and this basically brought me into the top 100 in this campaign. This was like the easiest map to get into top 100. because you see these huge gaps. Actually, that was really free on this track. Like, if you compare it with the other tracks, top 100 times were much more challenging, but this here was pretty free. Alright, now we have the tech map. My time was this 0.13. Is the sub beaten? It is not. But a 0.02 is the record. 02, then 03, 04, 05. Alright, we're going in Eltan Quetta. Yeah, also, of course, on such a map, everything has to be perfect. Especially that he goes also as tight as possible in the snow slide start. And he hit that as absolutely perfect, also spot on there with his apex. Then beautiful inside here, getting the maximum of speed also nicely there. Also this edge there, if you saw it. This here, extremely tight. Also there, super tight. Very good run. I was thinking that the world record would actually touch the inside there and get more inside, but that didn't happen. Or he didn't do that. Maybe it is actually also not better. So let's have a look at Flyer's perspective. There's anything special? Did someone do that one cut idea? I don't think so, because we have really good tech players in front here. Massa, Shark. Yeah. No water pool bounces on the right side. Alright. Was Eltan Quetta always in front? He's slightly behind in the start, but that's because he's keyboard player. And you cannot go that smooth. Alright, now map 3. We have an 11.90. I said 11.80. What is it? 69. Okay, now I'm super interested to see how that time was done. Is it a different line or not? Let's go. It is a different line! No way! I told you this map is perfect. Oh! This is the best weekly shorts map that we have ever seen. Wow, this is actually so clever. Holy shit. Like what he does here, oops, I want to pause. What he does here is he is not touching any penalty. His left tires are in the air and the right tires are also in the air. He's not touching penalty. And this makes this line the fastest. Also any line that takes this booster basically. But I think that it was quite obvious that that when you come from here, you have the best way to jump towards that booster, because otherwise, if you come from the middle or the left side, then, naja, then you would basically jump here over this booster, but only from here it works. Interesting is, however, also that he got it in a way where not going fully right, but going like this is also better. This was also something that we had to figure out. And then, yeah, getting as much as possible from the booster. Very interesting. Now I'm also curious to see Suzuvi. He did the same line. Now just slightly behind. Now we check out Bobo. He's also doing it. Yeah, I also don't think that my line would have been good enough to get these times, to be honest. Yeah, it's also this line. So the whole top 5? The whole top 5 are doing that. No, wait. Also, I didn't add those two. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they are all here. Alright, so what was my line? I also improved this earlier to get top 100. I thought that this is the best way. Alright, next one. I think it's Ghosts plus. Yeah, Trovav. So now we have the next one. World record. What did I say? I actually didn't say any time. But I asked you, what do you think, what my position is? And it's 150th. I was literally 5th when I drove that run. And I'm only less than 1200 away from first place. And still, I am down that much. Plage Partage. Or Clay Partei? I don't know. He gets a bit more speed from the start, gets a bit more speed there. I mean, there's not really more happening. He decides to not air brake, that's interesting. So basically what was interesting is how tight do you go here for this jump. So he jumps now off from the far left and he goes a bit diagonal. Now the question was, do you air brake here or not? He's only steering a bit, like the steering as kind of like air braking. But yeah, it was the question, what is the best way to land here? And he got it better than me. Now he got more speed. And then you want to get this with as less airtime as possible, but you still have to dodge that hole, of course. No, just barely. And you also want to cut a bit over this edge if possible. Both of that he got. And then he decided to not air brake. That's quite interesting. Didn't think that... I would think an air brake could be better. Yeah, it's not really a difference. Like, Flechetas is maybe catching up slightly. If it went a bit longer, you would catch up more. Wave Demon was playing, interesting. So he is also right there. Yeah, there's not really much more to analyze. Let's go to the next and last map. And I said, well, 12.5 or something, or 6? No, it was 7. Okay, basically 8. Holy shit, how close are these times? How are, on a soup map, the top 5 records within 15 thousandths? That is incredible. I never thought that. Why is it so close? Look at my ties. So many people have the same time than me. The fact that I am 754th is also something I do not understand. But okay, let's go. This is the run. So what we see, what I can analyze is, the question was also, what is the best way at the start? Like, how far do you want to jump? You see him doing here slightly bit of steering and then landing basically as late as possible here, just barely hitting that boost. So he basically gets also a nose down and lands very early on that reactor. So he gets here a bit more speed than me, but I'm kinda equal at this point. But the speed matters for how you bounce now. You have to jump off very far right to get it straight. And then what I never tried is holding brake. I didn't know that this is a thing. Accelerate plus brake at the same time. Interesting. Yeah, and I knew from the beginning that this will be the best way. But just getting it is like another story. No? Getting over all this. But apparently many people got it. Let's have a look at Corny. Yeah, very similar. He drives kind of towards my replay there, much further left. But from here on it's also very similar, like all of these will look similar. Interesting, he was able to turn his car, like what are the inputs for that? Just some right taps, okay. I guess that all these replays look very similar. He's also going further left, landing at the very last bit of the booster. Nose down, but he landed much later. He was then ahead, but has a bit less speed, I guess. Yeah, but crazy how close these records are. Because especially with this weird bumpy start, I thought that already will generate Like here, for example, I would have thought it would generate different outcomes. Alright, these are the old tracks. Now we have 5 new tracks. Let's hop in. Map 66. Wide jumps. Okay. Oops. I mean, okay, could actually test that out. But now I'm behind like that. But that's not an idea. So can I ramp cut this? It's a bit awful, I would say. Hey Mice, I wanted to ask you why are so many people playing with the Austrian car skin? I don't know. Either they are from Austria or they like the skin. That are like the two options, I think. Why do I have less speed? Hello? Ah, it's at the jump off. I get a gear change, huh? Oh my god. I get a gear change. I was getting a gear change, now I released to not get it, but it's awful. Yeah, look at this gear change, what is this? I have more speed than my ghost and then I have less. Amazing. Oh, steering helps. That makes so no sense, but this is Trackmania physics. Hello guys. I just steer before I jump off. But I do not get a gear change. Huh. So, but now, I want to know. Nope. I mean, You want obviously to jump as far left as possible, but where is that? Like, I'm also landing very shit, to be honest. Like, with the back wheels first. Like, is there any way that I can land flat? That would be helpful. Alright. Now, let's see how much I can improve. I mean, this map here looks not very special. There's not really much to do. This gear, I was steering, but I got the gear already. I mean, I got it now super early. To steer stronger. Why do I get that gear so early now, even though I'm not much faster than my ghost? But I get it earlier. It's confusing. I did zigzag and I didn't get the gear now. This makes no sense. Man, what are these physics? Why is the map built in that way that you get exactly there the gear change? Like, what the fuck? But it was great. 119th. I mean, it's actually pretty good. Now, however, I wonder, where can I even improve this? This was actually very strong. Oh, I have more speed, okay. I got more speed, so there is more possible. Nope. It's all about this jump then. I can get more speed, but then hitting it is quite difficult because it's also super blind, of course. I have to get rid of my name tag there. In my PB I managed to jump full speed and hit it. You could of course also release. This was a release. Oh my god, that actually worked pretty well, but it was kind of perfect as well. I even hit this barrier, but it didn't slow me down. I mean, you want a very inside turn and early finish, of course. Oh, I mean, you can save it. Actually, I don't need to do a blind jump there. Alright. You can save that with release. I mean, the release is also... You have to hit it, of course, perfectly. I mean, I just got this release very good. I wanted to jump a bit diagonal with release, around here, and then super tight. I mean, at least there are some different lines possible on this track, so the track has something. No, I was waiting for that gear change. I mean, whenever someone makes a video to try to scientifically explain gears in Trackmania, this map would be very helpful to use. Woo! Whoa! That was a sick last turn. But yeah, the gears really do make no sense. It's like that steering there helps so much, because I don't think that the steering leads to less speed or something, but steering has an effect in the gear change. I have to do it here early. Yeah, I think I will go to the next track soon. Just because on this track there is not really much more to discover. So let's do like 5 more starts. It's all about this landing now. For some reason I'm getting it worse than my ghost now. Also, basically every small detail matters on this track, obviously. I had also much different speed outcomes at this landing. Yep, I take this. 23rd place, 0.77. Let's go next. Ooh, happened. Of course, we got this post from Nadeo that each weekly shorts week will now have 5 different map styles. Do you remember how these map styles were called? Also I guess that the first one was precision. Was that a map style of the 5? This here is a mini skill map, kind of. The one was LOL. That... Yeah, LOL map, white map, slow map, puzzle map, and something. Yeah, also the first map was the white map then. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, I'm not so sure. Okay, white, slow, puzzle, fast, LOL. Yeah, then the first one was the white map, I would think, because it used platform. This here is slow. I mean, if it's also always in this order, then it's obviously easy. Because this here definitely fits the category slow. Otherwise, slow can be something with steep uphills where you need to keep the grip or stuff like that. Or with penalty surface. Yeah, it's about hitting everything full inside. This was a decent run, I would say. Already top 100. I mean, I'm playing this now on the first evening. Obviously, it's a bit easier to get top 100. Ah, too bad. I mean, that showed already that there's more potential. Yeah, it's all about hitting this perfectly. And then the one question on this track is how do you do this part here? Also you have this platform block which goes uphill and you get airtime there. You have it here also so a bit turned. If you wanted to keep grip, then you would need to take more of such an angle, but that does not really work with where the corner goes, so I guess we just want to jump that and get it super inside, so that we then also get here a very inside line to the finish. So yeah, quite a difficult map to get that all correct, but on the same hand also quite easy, because you probably don't need to do many inputs. Like any player can compete on this track. Like you don't need to be good in drifting. This is like one turn that you have to survive. And the last turn seems to be just jump in and hit it at the apex. Also I can definitely gain a lot in this hairpin drift. Yeah, any player besides Hagen, yeah, Trollach. Because you're better than him, so... Hagen obviously couldn't. It's not really nicely built, to be honest, that ending. Okay, 38th. I mean, from here on it is also just grinding, to be honest. Like, I'm not really learning more. From here on it's also just grind, grind, grind. The ending was very good in my PB now. The hairpin drift is still garbage. Ah! I mean, one more improvement would be nice. Nee. Nee. Nope. Oh, nothing too special. It's literally just getting this hairpin shift once good. Ah! I mean, you can see that I'm quite ahead of my ghost there. Ooh. Yeah, you need the angle for the finish. My ghost was really good in the end. It's not just the hairpin was... But the ending was close to perfect. It's definitely more possible. Let's give this a few more tries and then I will focus on the grand final. We can have a look at how the season went so far. And then check out the final. Okay, there's an improvement to a 0.02. So close. Yeah, I think I don't need to go very wide before the hairpin. I think a very inside approach is fine. Because you don't need any exits, also a little bit exit speed, but not really much. I can always go for a tight line as well. Because this here, for example, wouldn't help me to have more speed. Ah, 6,000. Sponge! I found Sponge. But I didn't really go perfectly inside into the finish. I had to open my steering in the final turn. Unfortunate. But I know how a good lap would look like on this track. I'm far away from my limit and I am already 26th. So this was a lot easier to get such a record or such a position than on the first map. But look, I released massively and I'm only 17,000 behind. Yeah, it's just a grinding map. World record is gonna look good, similar to that short tech map on the previous week. Okay, last try. Okay. Now, let's have a short look into the season before we hop into the server and check the grand final. Also, this is the Kenyan Solo League Season 5, the grand final, now about to start. It started with a qualification where people hunted best times on 2 different maps on the servers, and these 2 times were summed up to a total time. And in first place we've seen Meep, Gravel Guy second, Skugako in third, then Suiram, Broccoli, Cookie, Wind. You see here how close these players were together. So in the final we will see Meep, we will see Skugako, and we will see Broccoli, so first, third and fifth. And we will see, I believe, Eric. I don't really see him here, 26th only. But Eric is one of the best, I can definitely tell. And here we had then several play days. And the thing is, because Eric had such a bad seeding, he was only in Division 4, where he then easily won, I guess, and moved up to Division 3 for the next playday. In the first division, we've seen Meep winning against Suiram, then Skugako in third. Then came match day 2. Meep and Suiram remained in the first division and won again against Cookie, and Wind didn't play. However, then Eric winning here in Division 3 against Broccoli, by the way. Then comes Playday 3, where Eric is winning Division 2 as well. And Broccoli actually also moved up, also 2 people moved up, was also part here but stayed in Division 2. And Meep and Skugako won. Now Suiram and Vince went down, and in matchday 4, Meep and Eric were then first and second, so you see Eric basically in the perfect division to start with. And just in time to basically move perfectly into the grand final. And then we have Skugako and Cookie. The thing is, with this system, it is the thing that if you feel like you are the 3rd or 4th best driver, and you would always move up into Division 1 and then move down again, move up again, move down again, then you want to kind of time it perfectly, that you at the perfect moment move up. And you see here Broccoli and Vince getting, and Suiram were here the top 3, and Skugako Cookie went down. I assumed that Cookie was not able to play, because I would have assumed that this match, the first match that we've seen, would be between Skugako, Cookie, Broccoli and Vince. But what happened is that Cookie didn't play, so we had Suiram Vince. Suiram basically went in for him. No? So we had then the top 3 of Division 2 and Skugako, while Beep and Eric were directly through. And with that, we can say we go into the grand final. And I think that it already starts. Does it? No. Because 10 and 6 points for Broccoli and Skugako wouldn't really make sense. People just joined. No good luck, have fun. Also they are still warming up here. But soon we will start. I mean, to be honest, this is the most annoying thing, that with each player you can never really be sure if Riolu is behind it, as long as you don't have like seen this player live or heard this player in a voice chat. But these players here are surely no Riolu alts. Also I'm very sure that all of these players are either attended the Gamers Assembly LAN, no? Also most of them or all of them were there, plus that I think they are also going into voice chats. Also the fact that Riolu was never joining a voice chat to protect his voice, basically, that is of course the sus thing about it. But yeah, it is annoying, because there are several people that we don't really know much about. And now you always have to think, oh, could that be an old account? Is of course shit. But then also, this here is of course not time attack hunt. No, here it's rounds mode, so it's difficult to cheat here. Like this is just normal driving in rounds mode on a server, and we will go live into the grand final. As if Riolu would compete here with some account, then he would also try to reach the grand final, to be honest. He would still have the skill to do that. I think the video actually proved that, because he got first place in the United leaderboard, as he is 92 Bob. He got also first place in Lagoon. Also, no, and these ones were not cheated, so no, he has the skill to make it. Anyway, this is the first round, and we have seen the first upset with Meep, who must be the favorite player, actually crashing out in the first round. This is very good for the other three players. We've seen this map in the semi-final, so we can say Broccoli was doing quite well in the early rounds. And Skugako has beaten Broccoli then in a round where Broccoli was slightly slower. Eric, however, is beating both of them with a drift line to the finish. He gets a .59. That are some really respectable times if you compare it with what we've seen. 59 is first place. I think that Eric is also the biggest opponent for Meep. And he has now an 8 points advantage to Meep, which can obviously help a lot. So now, of course, we have to check out how Meep is doing in the second round. After he lost so many points, it is now time to catch up early on. Eric does have the Dedimania record with a .20. Meep is 500s behind it. Oh, whoa, whoa. Meep had to save himself there, but he made it perfectly and he is in the lead. Let's see that from the perspective from Eric. We also have a fight between Broccoli and Skugako a bit further back. But the big points are done here. What the heck? Skugako came within one corner and joins the battle between Meep and Eric. How did he do that? Okay, we have a triple fight for the lead. Only Broccoli now a little bit back. Eric actually with a beautiful turn. Meep going for a line with more exit speed. There are 3 cars going into the finish turn. Who is first? It is Eric. Eric taking first place with a .55, Meep is taking second place, and Skugako taking third. All three players within 300s. This is how close Canyon usually is. And Eric goes up to 20 points. All the other three players switched up the positions and are now at 8. Let's have a look at Broccoli, who was now trailing a little bit behind. Eric with a beautiful hairpin drift. Meep with a super early drift setup, and he has more exit speed, goes super tight there. Broccoli, however, also with a beautiful break trick catching up, but has less exit speed out of this corner. Skugako currently last, but Skugako had this incredible turn last time here in this part. Now it is just similar to Broccoli. Broccoli with a beautiful inside line, but in front we have again the battle between Meep and Eric that we see probably multiple times. Eric so far with a beautiful match, I say, and then he crashes it away. I cannot believe it. What did I do to this man? Skugako in third place, Broccoli in second with a .6. Meep is driving a .46 to get 10 points. How easy is it to jinx people? I'm sorry to Eric. Only 2 points for him. This is a massive catch up for Meep. It could have been also different. Could have been another Eric win to increase the points, the gap to 60 points. Next round, spectating Skugako. And we have already a mistake by Eric. I think I jinxed him too hard now. This is the chance for Meep to actually even take over the lead out of nowhere. Because Eric would have 2 wins and 2 last places. Meep would have 2 wins and only 1 last place. But this isn't a win just yet. Also, we have seen another mistake, but Broccoli is still in front of Eric, clearly in front of Eric. It is a battle between Skugako and Meep, also with a huge crash. He might even get overtaken by Broccoli. Oh my god, this is now the chance for Skugako to catch up in points. What a bad round after we've seen such good rounds before. Skugako winning with a .7, and he's winning by 1.8 seconds. And he was in last place actually. He's passing Broccoli, but both of them of course catching up. It is basically reverse to the positions, and that means that everything gets much closer together again. We have Eric at 24, Meep and Skugako at 22, and Broccoli at 20 points. And now follows the last round on the first map here, following Broccoli. Point limit is at 150, so it will take a while until they reach that, and surely some gaps will come up until they get there, but the first map is very close due to some mistakes that happened now in the last 2 rounds. So Eric now back in front, fighting here with Skugako. Meep not with the best start, trading a slightly bit behind, Broccoli losing even more time. Bit of airtime for Meep, he's losing ground contact to the fight in the top 2 positions. Great exit speed for Meep here though, he's catching up at least to Skugako, fighting then maybe for that second place. He's going for a completely different line, much more exit speed, but can he actually get tied around? He still has more exit speed, but it's not enough to overtake, and Eric takes over first with a .47. And Meep getting only third place with a .63. Remember last round Skugako easily won with a .7. Very nice time by Eric. And he is getting a bigger lead now again. Yes, it is a finalist mode in the ending. And from what I've seen, when we went through the results, I think Meep has won every single match so far. But in this grand final he is highly contested by Eric and Skugako. And also Broccoli is only 4 points behind him. Meep didn't really have a great first map. But maybe there are other maps that suit him better. It's of course also always a pressure situation. In each grand final Meep always goes in as the favorite. And obviously that puts some extra pressure. I have no idea how chill or how serious he takes these matches though. Like, so maybe he doesn't really care too much. But in the Gamers Assembly final, he of course was also the big favorite, and he actually also played very well, but he couldn't close it out when he was a finalist. Looking at the second map, I remember him doing a phenomenal performance, I believe, when this map was used last time in SCL. As I said earlier, all these maps were used in older SCLs, in older Canyon leagues, and this edition here basically reuses the best voted maps. So now we play a map from Yugoslavia called Yggdrasil. It was already used, I remember it, it was in a team competition SCL. Alright, let's move in. The next round. Meep slightly behind 400s. That's of course barely anything, but on the other hand, rounds are that close, where 400s is sometimes actually a lot. You saw, for example, last round was missing 300s to Skugako to get that second place. All players still close together. Meep with a beautiful slide. Holds it very long and very smooth. And he is passing everyone now. Goes into the lead. Opting for a different line, wants the exit speed out of this corner, gets the exit speed and the inside line, but it's still rather close to Eric. Let's spectate Eric, because the finish turn, you have to hit it extremely inside. Otherwise you can get sniped, but Meep is hitting the finish line first and is gaining 10 points. Eric in second place, Pokoli was crashing and gets last. I didn't even realize that he was doing a top 5 time in the warm-up. Or what was the time in the first round? I mean, on this map, there are not that many drifts. There are a lot of just no-slide full-speed sections. So it makes sense that they are anyway able to drive very close to Dedimania times. But it makes sense that it's even crazier on this map. This double drift combination is quite important, and Skugako got it a lot better than Eric, moving up to second place, even attacking Meep a little bit, but he's losing some exit speed here. Eric catching up, Meep again in front. Let's have a look at Skugako, who is in third. Actually, Eric now next to Meep. The finish turn decides, will it be Eric, will it be Meep? It will be Eric! And Skugako is down in last. Broccoli sniping him after Skugako messed it up a little bit. 0.68 for Eric, which is close to top 5, and he beats me by 500s. And yeah, we kind of expected it already, but this is kind of a fight between those two. Now they seem to get a bit of a lead to the other players, but when I say that, I again jinx Eric, who is touching the first wall of my sentence. Then let's have a look at Broccoli. 1000 between warm-up and round 1, nice. Actually, Broccoli now with a good run. I mean, if he wants to contest for the win or for very good position, then he also needs to get some great points now. So this is a very crucial round for him. Eric actually also still there. Everyone is rather close now. Let's keep the camera on Broccoli, I guess. He's going a bit outside here. Meep actually with a great lead. Got that whole section much better than Skugako and Broccoli. Can kind of save the ending, which he will bring in. And Eric gets that last place only. Broccoli gets sniped by Skugako. Broccoli went a little bit too wide. 0.77 winning time. And now Meep won 8 full points on Eric and equals the score, despite between them only being 2/10. But this is how close it can be. Now Broccoli did the same mistake that Eric did. Like, Eric drove a really good run. He was down these 2/10, same as Broccoli now. But he caught up quite a lot, but just not enough to overtake someone. Let's have a look at Meep. He is a bit behind, 600s Now a bit less. Side by side, basically inside each other. Erik and Skugako. And now this turn was always so good for Meep. You see, he has a bit more exit speed out of this corner. And then this combination here from the one drift to the next, and now this straight line to the exit. He really aims this turn so well every single time. And this is why Meep is just very strong on this track. And he is getting another victory if he doesn't mess up the ending. Let's have a look at Skugako. Broccoli is missing 2/10 on him. So third place should be safe. Meep gets it done. I think Erik has better finish turns than Meep, slightly better. Because I think that the gap was more than the 5 to 600s that they are now apart from each other. But another 0.65, like how many 65s did he do then? Another 65, Skugako doing a 75, actually getting a new Dedimania record himself and still only third place. This is what the level is in this final. And Meep took over the lead now ahead of Erik by 4 points. Let's have a look at this round where Erik actually feels like he needs to push more to beat Meep here, and this leads to mistakes, and with these mistakes he's of course also losing extra points. As he's not getting second, he's most likely getting last place now. Broccoli did a mistake himself as well. And Erik isn't too far behind him, but it's not enough to overtake. So we have a battle here for first place. Skugako, as usual though, with less exit speed out of this corner. So Meep again in front. Can he take another win? He only needs to survive this last turn. It's not easy though. He makes it, but it's only 600s in the finish. 0.71 for Meep. He is extremely consistent. His times are really close together. And he won on this map 4 out of 5 rounds and got 1 second place. And this is the Meep domination that we kind of expected to see. Very good performance. The second place was also a good time. Was also a 0.7 if I recall correctly. So he only drove 0.6s and 0.7s from warm-up and through all the 5 rounds. Very good performance. And now we go into the next map. It was clearly obvious that the previous map was much better for Meep compared to Erik, while Meep was still struggling on the first map. How will it be on the third map? Because this map is very difficult. I remember that this section here always caused a lot of mistakes between several drivers when this map was used in all the competitions. And you can definitely expect some people to fail at the start. It wouldn't be a big surprise. It's a very difficult section. Once they survive this, it's rather drivable, and we can expect some very close battles between the people that survive it. Here we see some different lines here and there through these parts, and then it's all about fully maxing out these corners, especially with all the brake tricks through this S-turn section. And if you just brake trick once a little bit too long, a little bit too much, immediately mud. That's like the difficulty of this. Because then you slide out and you will immediately lose. And I mean, this point system is definitely punishing getting last a bit more than the typical 10-6-4-3 point system. Oh, Meep with a super early mistake. That's very bad. This is the chance for Erik to catch up. Erik hitting this beautifully. And he goes into the lead. But the other 2 drivers are still very close to him. Broccoli losing around 1500s here. Still a little bit in contention, but Skugako is the closest to Erik. And Meep seems to get this last place. Very good news for Erik, but can he keep this first place? Let's have a look at Skugako. There is a gap between those two, 600s. But you see 600s feels like quite a lot, because how would he be able to catch that up? Has a slightly better angle for this turn, still needs a brake trick, and here the angle is definitely on Erik's side. Erik finishing with a 0.40, which is only 2600s away from first Dedimania record, which belongs to me, but Erik is very close with a 0.16. And his 0.40 was also pretty close to a 5th Dedimania record, not too far away. A very good time by Erik to get a first place. Now the question is, will Meep survive that start? And the answer seems to be a yes. And he didn't only survive it, he got a really good lead out of it. That would allow him to save it a little bit already, but you see him still break tricking here and there. He has a bit less exit speed than Erik. So Erik and Skugaku catching up slightly, but still there seems to be a Meep victory if he doesn't make a mistake. Erik and Skugaku with a similar fight than last round. Beautiful turn by Erik though, so he gets a bigger lead. Oh, he's going so tight there. And no slide out, so many break tricks. You can see these break tricks really nicely with Meep's car skin. Meep driving a fucking .25. And nobody's writing nice time yet. What? This is better than third at the Mania record. Holy moly, what a round. Nobody wrote something, like what the fuck? And we see mistakes. Skugaku is already far away, Erik also with it. This is the start that I kind of expected to see sometimes. So basically, the round is decided. We can look at the bottom right, otherwise let's see some Meep gameplay. Look how close he goes to that inside. And also this edge there. This edge. Drifting super close to that wall. And then here the chicane exit, super tight there. And he makes the mistake! Can you believe it? That is... Erik is winning the round! Are you kidding me? Broccoli also fucked it up. 55.4 winning time. Meep should have not done that. That was so stupid. That was such a free win for him. And he gives Erik the chance to come back. Oh my god. And then for a moment I thought he's still winning, because Broccoli apparently also made a mistake. But how was Erik able to win a round where he crashed super early on? That is very lucky for him. That both top drivers, like he was still a second behind Meep. Meep was on another 0.4 then, or even 0.3. And with this current standing here, Erik in front of Meep, he could take over the lead actually. You have also a fight between Skugaku and Broccoli for third place. But let's keep our eyes on the fight for first. But this seems to be decided. Okay, then let's go back to Broccoli. Can he do something against Skugaku? No. This is a winning round for Erik. With a .25 as well. I cannot believe it. He's copying what Meep did. And now they write very nice time. Now they all write. Alright. Meep's 0.3 not enough to win in this round, and Erik is taking over the lead. They have now quite a gap to Skugaku at 66 points and Broccoli at 52. Yeah, the field is kinda spread out early on, and it seems to be another Erik victory. Also this one round that Meep was gifting to then actually even Erik, which is even worse for him, that definitely hurts. It definitely hurts. .7 winning time. That is slow. Erik is winning the slow rounds. And when Meep was driving at 0.3, then he was doing his 0.2, and now he's in the lead. And at this point already, we can kind of say that Meep won't have it easy against Erik to win this. What however is good for Meep is the map order. because we are now through one map rotation. We went through 3 maps, and now we are on map 1 again. And what we remember is that Meep was very dominant on map 2. And the thing is that map 2 will decide who will win this cup. Because on this map, Meep and Eric will catch up and close in to the 150 points. On map 2, they will definitely reach the 150 points and move into Finalist. And there, Meep looked stronger. However, also there, Eric was able to beat Meep in 1 round. And Meep, of course, will feel a different kind of pressure when they approach as finalists, or when even Eric is first finalist and Meep needs to deny him. He could deny him. He is good on this track, so he has the chance to deny Eric, but it's not guaranteed that he will do it, because it's like a special extra pressure. Eric definitely has a good chance to beat Meep, especially as he can put more pressure on this track here. Because here Eric definitely looked stronger until he did 2 mistakes himself. But he looked stronger on this track. And then he could be first finalist. But the map order definitely could suit Meep in the end. First round on this track. Good drift for Eric, going into the lead. Meep has always a very risky line here. He doesn't give himself much room. Very difficult angle. Those 2 fighting again. But Eric got this line a bit better. Will also have more exit speed here. This could secure him another first place. Meep also with his signature line again in this turn, where he goes for a lot of exit speed. Oh, he makes another mistake. Will he get sniped? He won't. But a .42 for Eric. Like, that's also a very, very respectable time. And that secures him another 10 points. And he has now a lead of 10 points as well at 116. Yeah, it is challenging for Meep. And all this Eric domination started with the 1 round where Meep gifted him the victory. If Meep had won that round, he would have had quite a big lead, and maybe Eric wouldn't drive that well then. But this really brought him back into the match, and now he's doing very strong. Oh damn, I'm jinxing him again. I should stop with that. But you definitely see, compared to the beginning of the Grand Final, how this is now a 1v1 match. You have also Skugako and Broccoli fighting, but it is looking more and more like a 1v1 between Eric and Meep for the victory. Would of course be quite unfortunate for Meep if he does not win after he won every single match in the whole season. Holy moly. The pace is crazy. Eric just dropped a .36, beating 5th Dedimania record. Meep gets 2nd place with a 59 and Skugako gets 3rd despite driving a .61. Holy moly. These are some very good times. And yeah, you see, like, Skugako drives a .61 and he gets only 3rd. Like, this is the level that you compete with. No? It's very difficult at this point. Like, he is doing a very good job, it's a very good time, but it doesn't really give him points. And he cannot really create a bigger gap to Broccoli, because they are only 12 points apart from each other, because it's only 2 points that he can gain if Meep and Eric get 1st and 2nd. But now we have a very important round, because Eric actually made a mistake. And this opens the chance for Meep to maybe catch up, but no, Meep is actually not catching up. He's actually only in 3rd. He might actually still win, because the 1st place is now close by, but it seems to be Broccoli who holds strong and gets 10 points. and wins with a 0.63, also a good time. Meep now, however, only winning 2 points on Eric, and there was a lot more possible. It could have been 8 points, it was only 2 points in the end, because Meep was not getting the first place, and for Broccoli, this brings him very close to Skugako. Now it's only 4 points. It was a very crucial round that Skugako made that mistake. That definitely changed the battle for third quite a lot. Because instead of winning possibly 4 points on Broccoli, he is losing 8. Like the worst case scenario. A 12-point swing between those two. But let's focus again for first and second. Eric has 130 points. That is very interesting because 2 wins would actually lead directly to 150. So Meep should try to avoid that from happening, because then it would be mega efficient for Eric to get Finalist super early. So now we will see the 2 different lines. What is the better line? You see Meep going for this exit speed, but can he catch up all the time? He has very good speed, he has also a nice inside line. Is that enough to overtake? No, he loses it at the finish line, because he went to outside. Oh my god, he had him already. He had him, but then he got airtime too early and finished further outside, and Eric gets the 10 points. But this is such an interesting line. You can see that also in Canyon quite often. 2 different lines and it ends up so close. But to be honest, Meep's line is more difficult because he has more speed, so it's more difficult for him to stay close to the inside. But Eric winning all these close rounds is super helpful for him, because between first and second there's a 4 points difference. So it's a huge difference actually if you win against him or if you get second against him. It's either winning or losing 4 points, so it's an 8 points round basically every of these battles. And now it's very important for me. He needs to win this round. He needs to deny Eric getting Finalist already. He is ahead. With his line, he should take over the lead again. And he does so. And if he doesn't make a mistake here, he successfully avoids it. But he had to try for good time. 0.40 for Meep, 0.48 for Eric. But Eric will be the first Finalist. So Meep will have some extra pressure. But you know, we will now come to Meep's best map, where he was really dominant in the first map rotation. But just one slight mistake, and the door is widely opened for Eric to take the victory. And Eric is also capable of driving a fast time here. That is also sure. First of all, also the gap between second and third place is now 50 points. Remember how it looked after only 4 rounds. There it was basically equal. Now there's a gap of 50 points between them. That's actually crazy. Now we have still these 2 battles. 8 points between Skugako and Broccoli now. 12 points between Eric and Meep. Yeah, for the first round, Eric only needs to make sure to be top 3. So he needs 4 points to reach the point limit of 150. For Meep, the main importance is to get into the top 2, because he definitely wants to reach 140 or more. A second place would be fully enough. Like if Eric wins this first round, fully enough for Meep to get second. Absolutely fine. But then he needs to deny Eric anyway. Obviously, a first place for Meep would be better, because then second place is enough afterwards to reach Finalist. But second place behind Eric wouldn't help him. So let's have a look at Eric. Is he able to get the third place that he needs? In theory, he does not need to risk too much. And especially in that moment when there is one mistake from someone, then it should be quite rather safe. I doubt that Meep is dropping to third just by pace on this map. So theoretically Eric could just save it, but so far everyone is still close together. Skugako has a slight disadvantage here. And Broccoli lost a bit in this turn. So it is a Eric versus me battle there. If they both bring that in, then they will have the situation that I described already earlier. Eric will be finalist and Meep will be at... Oh, that was a great ending for Meep. 0.61! That's even faster than in the first map rotation. And Eric did a 0.67. But I think that Meep is not beating 67 every round. So if if Eric is able to drive such a time again, he might also win with it. Good luck for Eric. His first finalist round, often the easiest, and maybe also now the round where Meep feels actually the most pressure, or the same amount of pressure, because it feels like he has to be the one to deny Eric. The others might not do it when Eric drives a fast round. Because they don't even have these records. They don't even have such times. But Eric makes a mistake. Eric makes a mistake. He should not win a round with a mistake on this map at least. It happened on the other map, but here I doubt it. That means that Meep only needs a top 2 placement. Thanks for his winning in the last round. Top 2 is enough, but it looks good to win also this one. He should just make sure to not fuck it up, because this is important for him to get, and he does make a slight mistake, but yeah, 0.70 because of that slight touch. Still a great time, but the 0.67 from Eric would have beaten this. And now we have the double final situation for the win. This might be the deciding round right now. Meep, probably he is the one with the horn, versus Eric. That was super tight for Meep. But good start. So far so good. Eric is a bit behind though. He might not even win himself against Skugako and Broccoli, even if Meep crashes now. And Meep is in the lead. There's not much track left. Eric is catching up. He might actually overtake the other two, but Meep has the lead. Meep has enough lead to kind of save it in. And he wins it. 0.60 in the final round. He drives a 0.60 to win the competition. GG to Meep. It is a win that was made possible by the map order. We have to definitely say that. Eric showed that he was stronger on map 1, but they were just not hitting finalists on that track. That match definitely could have ended differently if the map order was different. But despite the pressure situation, Meep was even better, delivering even faster. 0.61, 0.70 and 0.60 were his 3 times that he drove. That is even better than in the first rotation. And this helped him to claim this victory. Over the season, obviously, quite a deserved win, because he was very dominant in the season, winning all those matches in the group stage. Would of course be a bit unfortunate to then exactly lose that one important match in the grand final. However, this match itself, I think Eric was a tiny bit stronger. Was the first finalist, of course. He had the most points. Obviously, we have to say, if the points would have continued now, Meep would have caught up again. Thanks to his performance here. The third map was rather similar from the pace from these two. So it was quite a close match. Skugako got 10 points, catching up a little bit, but yeah, Eric is still pretty safe. He has still enough rounds to close out for second, which he will most likely do now at some point. Especially with Skugako early on touching. Last round was great for Skugako though. created some gap to Broccoli. Now, however, Broccoli could do the opposite. No, Canyon is not similar to anything in Team United. It is similar to Stadium because you drift, but the drifting mechanic is completely different. So you cannot really say that it is comparable. Broccoli actually with a deny, catching up big time to Skogako for 3rd place. Oh my god, he's going super wide and he gets sniped. Oh my god, Broccoli was on a really good run. Eric drove a 75 and Broccoli was miles ahead of that. That was a really good run by Broccoli. And now he's only gaining 2 points on Skogako. Oh, but it's over. We don't even continue. We don't even continue after we have 2 winners. Alright. Then it didn't matter because it did matter. If Broccoli wins there, then of course the match prolongs and he would have been rather closer to Skogako. But yeah. Then it means 3rd place for Skogako, 4th place for Broccoli, 2nd from Eric. I was not just thinking, was there something where we said is similar to Canyon? Wasn't there something in Team 2020? But I don't remember what it was. Anyway, great final. Great final. Then it's time to continue with the weekly shorts. We will now move into the 3rd map. Which is called Open-Ended. Oh my god. Old cars. That's nice. More old cars. Oh my god. Okay, we have to investigate. What is this map? We have a snow car versus a rally car. Then we got a checkpoint here. We got a checkpoint here. There's a finish is there. But what I also see is that you could, in theory, cut to here. You could do that. You can also not go through these gates. You can stay with Stadium Car. You can just avoid them. Also there are a bunch of things that you could do here. So, we have checkpoint there. Then we can decide between Stadium and Desert. Desert gets some extra anti-boost? Is this an anti-boost then? Because it looks like a booster from here. As a Desert, you have to commit for the penalty surface. You have to have a very bad angle for distance. We have even a ramp here. Okay. There's a ramp. Interesting. And then we got this checkpoint. And there's the finish, and we have a bunch of fences right here. Is there anything you could do? Could you bounce over this? I don't think so. I mean, there are some signs in red on the inside and in green on the outside. That's interesting. But yeah, I don't know. Like, you could go here, and this is like the only thing I see. I'm not sure if that is enough though. But definitely is interesting is this combination here. Now, this checkpoint up to here could work in both ways, but the thing is, you would kind of go twice through the checkpoint. So you can of course start and not go up to that CP, but rather just go straight here, and then in the end you go from this checkpoint and jump up to this one, and then you go from here into the finish. as this ending here, if you just stay on the road, was rather slow? Or is there a better way here as well? Yeah, you could of course not take this tight turn. You could also jump. There are a bunch of lamps in the way. I don't know if you can jump from here over the fence. Something to test out. We have also a booster right there that you could take if you decide to turn around. Wow. I don't think that you want to turn around though. Like in no case you would like to turn around. I think there are of course two main options in which order you drive the circle. If you go more like this or more like this. I can definitely see going through that checkpoint and going down here, because then you would actually overjump the water here. No, you would jump off from this block, overjump the water and land here, keeping stadium car, would do a turn, and then you could go through something here. I mean, the finish is there. Yeah, you would go through something, maybe then actually go through the snow car gate and then finish there. It would be possible. I also see still the possibility to connect here. We have a checkpoint. And then here is a small bump which could allow you to avoid penalty time. And you would end up here in this checkpoint, but then the question is, how do you continue? Like, just into this direction? Nope. That's not happening. Into this direction you don't need to, because you come from here. So it's not really an option. It would be turning around. But is that better than going this way? That's a big question. Okay, also, I think the only way we can figure that out is if I continue to drive and do good runs with all the different lines. We continue with the standard line that I first took. Okay, this ending was garbage. I mean, the best is if I use my copium timer, to be honest. Let's use the copium timer to figure everything out. So the question is, what is the best way for this part? Because I have no idea how you would do that, and when would you ever use this ramp? I think that this is a no slide corner, to be honest. Shit landing. So this is not working. Okay, I can get over this. The other idea was, of course, this here, which does work. 18.21. Someone note down 18.21, this solution. Next idea. We take rally. I have more speed here. I can already say that this is a bit faster. Yeah, it's obviously faster. Yeah, not easy to hit. Want to figure out what the new best time is, but I cannot hit. You can also try this line again, because it is possible as well. It is actually possible. You hit it perfectly. I mean, you need to get through all these lamps, no? And overjump the fence as well. It's quite annoying. But if I find a way, yeah, to dodge both lamps, yeah, then I have an 1803 now. How did Kappa go? The seeding was shit. Knockout was decent. Okay, so now, next thing I want to test. Okay, this is again much faster than what we had earlier. But then compared to rally car, yeah, much faster. Question is, how exactly do you drive it? I mean, I would assume like this. Then I want to test this one other thing. This cannot be good. Like you get a big slowdown here from the penalty, so that you cannot even overchop. So this cannot be good. You can use the ramp with Desert. Yeah, okay. Desert is of course the next thing to train. But to be honest, I should finish a run. I actually should finish a run. I should try to get one run in with my line. Hope that works rather soon. So that we don't only have the copium timer, so that we can also actually test a little bit better what the better line is. Ah, rip. Yeah, this or this makes maybe more sense. Get. Did I miss a check? Oh my god, I'm so dumb. You cast a move with a ray. Thanks a lot. Dude, guys. How did I forget that? I didn't take that 1 CP. Why did I combine this start now with that ending? That makes no sense. You have to go up here, of course. And then it cannot be good, right? Like then it's absolutely... it cannot be good. No, that would make no sense. Also, then I would say... taking the CP, get good speed with the rally car. I want to finish one run with this line, and then I can nicely test the desert car. Because that's the next thing to figure out. I mean, also with this stadium car, I'm not completely sure if I found the best solution, to be honest, because it's really unsmooth with the water. Okay, let's continue with this. Now we go desert car. Oops. I'm clearly behind. I mean, this is never ever faster than Stadium. Wait, I got an 18-0. But no, this cannot be faster. Ah! Oh, this would have been nice. Okay, this was a low 17. We can check. But my opium time is gonna be good now with this. $17.37, but that was not the best ending. It can be faster with this line. Alright, so then it's time, I think, to try the other way. $19.6. I doubt that I can improve this by this much. $19.7. There's one more idea though, that we maybe also should check here, which is the stadium car in the first sector. Nah, no. But this is an option for our other idea, where we drive the map backwards. Oh my god, okay, this is annoying. $19.12, not really that. Take desert for the other direction. Something like that, but no, not great. Then, one thing that I wanted to test out still. Ah shit, wait, that was dumb. What's this? $19.3. Now, however, if I keep stadium car, well, no chance. And maybe it would have to be snow car then. But I also doubt it. Snowcar just because of this extremely quick turnaround here. Yeah, this is the main idea for snow, but I doubt it because it won't be really fast afterwards. Ah, I have to drive it different. Turning around at the start is an option I kind of rule out. I mean, this is also slow. Nee, turning around I rule out, because I would think, why turning around and going here when I can get this checkpoint already and can avoid needing to get this checkpoint in the end. I mean, okay. You can of course say when you come here and then you go like this to the finish, then I could still take it. But the question is, like, let's compare that. What kind of checkpoint time do I have when I go with a stadium car into that CP? It's a 7:88. And then here it is a 13:06. Let's remember a 13:06. So, if I turn around and I take that boost. First of all, the question is, how do I even do this? Because this is awful to drive. It's quite awful to drive. But also go over this hill, I guess? No, I'm not really getting there. The good thing is that I just improved. So, important is that when we turn around, we need to be ahead of the ghost, because our end is slower. The annoying thing with the end is that you have to turn so much there. I mean, I want to obviously land it in a bug slide, I guess, to have it still fast. Also, if I get a really, really good turn and a lot of exit speed, then obviously I could bug slide this turn. Which would also make rip. This then a little bit better. But not good enough, I believe. No, also at the moment, I would think I will hunt a track with the line that I've found pretty quick, and where I think, yeah, that is a decent time. And then we will see what kind of position I have. Ah, shit. I mean, this was almost it already. No? Just need to hit this once. This is of course a bit difficult to hit. Not gonna lie. Can I go right of this? Can I overjump the fence while going right of that? I don't think so. I mean, both of these jumps are quite annoying to do. I'm not gonna lie. Please. No. Okay. Was rather safe though. 130 seconds. Not a position I want. That's also not like the run that I want. I think it is much faster, this line. Ach, if I would just hit it. Whoa. What was that line? Oh my god. Interesting. Can I repeat that? Or is that maybe faster? I don't know. I don't think so though. I think that you get the best. I think that you get it the best with the other line. Like, this has the most potential because it's really awful to drive and there's then probably something more possible. But this is... Let's take this boostier gamepad. Solo. Try to learn how it is with action keys here. But maybe I actually should do without action keys. Okay, it's still stronger than I thought. Hey, is it... Why is 39% steering so much? Huh? Want to finish one good run with this line. Start is really weird with this downhill. I think that actually releasing might be the play for this downhill. That was not great. Ah! I would hit the finish once with such a jump. I was also not that great, but I already make some positions with it. Nope. Unsmooth. The thing is, don't really see anything that could be faster right now. There are they. I never looked at that, but I doubt it also. Nah, it's only 2/10 ahead. Cannot really be better. What gate do I actually trigger when I go through both rally and snow? I think the last gate that I touch is still storm. It's all about this landing there with the wet tires. Really unsmooth. Wait, this once again? Because this is like a different kind of landing, but So I saw a message with 0.702. Okay, this is of course one thing I haven't checked yet. Never tried to skip this here. I just saw also the other ramp. Didn't even know there was one. There are. Okay. These ramps I've never seen. But can that really be faster? Because at the moment I'm still doubting. I mean, how would that ever beat that stadium run? Only 500s behind, even though it was much more. So my ending sucked in my PB. Is there anything else? Or I really commit hunting this? If we do this order, it just makes sense to take rally because it's faster. Makes sense to go into this checkpoint with rally. And then we have the decision between desert, stadium, or staying at rally. If you stay at rally, we can take these ramps, but we can also cut to the right. But then we have no speed afterwards. So at the moment, I think that stadium is just superior because of the speed it generates here and the jump. I don't know if Desert maybe has a chance to compete with stadium there. At the moment I'm doubting. And when I'm behind I could try Desert. And have a bad start. Ach komm. I mean, the line might be correct, but finding out how you do this water the best, that's like also a thing, no? That's like the main thing to figure out. Whoa. Nochmal, I hit it again. 1000 behind. Oh no. My finish was even better in my PB. Okay. The thing is, with these world record times, that you tell me, I don't know if I could reach that right now. I don't know if I could reach it right now. I think now it's time to check out. Now that I have this run, and it's time to check out different lines. Ah, rip. Naja. Nope. That is never ever faster. Also, I do not believe in this. And this here, I mean, felt always slow. I mean, maybe I could try this line with keeping rally. Or with this. Nope. Let's see if there is a way to keep rally without touching too much penalty. With rally car I do not easily overjump this, but I can jump It's very precise though. I can jump. Yeah. They are around there, but this is shit. Yeah. Like most likely it's not better. But this would be the one idea how I would keep the rally car, which has much more grip in this grass turn than if I keep stadium car. But I actually doubt that this is working with the... So if I start with stadium car, and I think that this was faster, and the bug slide could then actually be really good. Compared to... But is this here possible? Like this would be interesting. Would be very annoying to drive, but I think now I'm close. I think I'm close now. Just need to hit it. $18.55. Nope. You mean this with the take desert car when I come from here? It would never beat. Like the thing is, the desert car has such a shit angle. You need to commit for so many things. Like this was actually a really good line that I just took with a rally car. It was really good. Okay, you said, Toto, if I want a clip, now I'm interested, because at the moment I think it is, I think that this is the solution. Let's see. Ah, he goes for this line. It is actually better. It's actually smoother. Yeah. Yeah, then I kind of figured everything out. Like the map looks really interesting pathfinding wise, but it turns out that it is the most easy solution. Like I almost did at first try. I was only going into the snow car gate at the start, but basically figured that out very quick. The only question was, which water transition is better? And he gets a very good landing there. I mean, this is probably not super consistent either, but we can try that a bit more. Now, I would say it looked very good, but it's actually not as good of a weekly shorts map, because in the end it was too obvious what the best line is. But yeah, you see it. This is the main difference between me and the world record, this water, but it is also random. Ah, now I got it clean, yeah. Like you need a very, very smooth landing, where the left and the right side of the car is kind of landing at the same time. That's what you want. Yeah, this here is shit. Somehow this worked. It sometimes gets grip when I don't believe that it would get grip. Doesn't slide out. But sometimes it just gets pushed to the left at the landing and then no chance. I mean, I can also improve my water technique, but I don't know if I can improve it by 0.4. If I do the other water technique here and I land in a way that I can immediately full speed turn in and it just works, then it is better. But this is why I was doing the wrong water line, because this line here is just not super consistent. Ah, damn it. Damn it. Theme of the Week Cup. Okay, then maybe I should go to map 4 and 5. I mean, I shouldn't let this discovery get too long again. Now, it makes, of course, fun to directly also start hunting on some of these tracks. But on the other hand, like, we do not really learn anything more on this track now. Like, it is obvious what the best line is, we know how it has to look like, but getting the run through with it, that can take also long, because hitting this finish jump is quite difficult. Hitting the water here is also quite random to me a little bit. How did the theme of the week work again? Five map based on a theme and finalist mode. Yeah, whenever the car is doing these shenanigans, that it lands weirdly. Ah, maybe I have to steer to the right in the pool. Ah, don't know. You see, it's just annoyingly random. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything you can do to get this somewhat more consistent. I think you get it better if you go here over the center of the water maybe, but then you have a shit angle for the turn. And imagine these are all respawns. The goal is to get that first try once. And then, when you got it, you have this one run where you have to hit the finish as well. I mean, good luck. Ah, good. My line is more controllable, and I can improve my time with it. But not by much. That's the problem. Alright, then let's go to the next track. The next map is called Locust. And it should be style fast. I see also booster. I don't know, fast is not really style. Like in theory, I could have seen 5 different kind of styles. Like, why do we have a style fast and a style slow? Well, this is a bit boring. There's not really much happening on this track, to be honest. I didn't land smooth there. Which quest did you mean? Because I of course tried to land in the downhill of the ending of the quest. And here also a nice landing. Ah. Okay. No, I don't think that I do that already now. I will spec some people to know the lines and then I will train it. Big improvement. 357th. I mean, there's another sub to beat. It's difficult for me to say what is possible on this track, to be honest. Is there a completely different line here possible? No. I doubt. No, I haven't played yet. I've done a lot of things not yet. mean, I have to also off-stream some things, or finding hunt, last puzzle competition. All of that needs to be offline. Making more clips for my streams. Also, I see that I can gain some time in the start. And then it's about getting this very nice ramp cut. And I hit that really well in my PB, I think. But the start can be improved. And the last jump there can be improved if I manage to land perfectly in the downhill. Yeah, this landing there's also some gear shenanigan. That's annoying. Yeah, that's not it. Yes. Naja, not here. This is not fast enough, but you can see on the grass. No, on the platform you're not fast enough. You need 410 around. So that speed sliding on the black platform would be faster. Well, that was a gear change, man. Nah. But on the grass you can obviously, unless you change a gear. Like I just lost a very good attempt by having a gear change. The landing. Okay, GG. 59th. That was sick. I mean, it's still only 59th, but on such an easy map you can expect people to hunt and grind it and be close. But that transition here, and then I managed to actually land in this downhill there. I actually thought I would even get much more of a lead. I had minus 600s, right? And wasn't it then suddenly less, even though I thought I had more speed in the end? This was crazy. Yeah, there is not really much more to this map. I would keep it there. I mean, this will still only be position 400, 500, 600 something in the end, I guess. Checkout AO8. So now becomes the LOL map. And it seems to be AO8 styled. I mean, I actually like AO8. So why not? Very good. Okay, 18. Now let's see, how's this map built? So in theory, you want to go over the stronger reactor boost, so it was already quite nice that I ended up there. Need to figure out the start then. See, in the start I could release. Oh damn, I would have had a lot of extra speed now. Need to steal your strats. Weren't they both the same direction? Ah, so, no. Ah, that's what you mean, yeah. I didn't see that somehow. And soup? Oh, absolutely nothing. There was some kind of soup. Ai, ai, ai. It's not many positions. I'm not really catching up? I mean, it's interesting with these roofs, but I don't know how I could go purposely for it. No, yeah, I'm probably trying too much now. But this water here is also something. Oh, this is slow. Yeah, with these reactor ups, I'm also not sure how I can force a yeet. Like, earlier when I was for the first time going onto it, I did some clip somewhere and then I actually got a yeet, but that was so by coincidence and I would not be able to control that. So here I can do shenanigans. And you can also just land like that. It's not the easiest way. Ah, I PP'd. Because I got a small lead in the ending, but otherwise this was slower. So probably I should have gone a bit further to the right at some point. I mean, this was now a super easy way, to be honest. Because I did nothing for it. I just drove. Like the easiest way of doing it. Bomb. Yeah. This is such a simple way that everyone could be super close together there at around this time. I don't know why I didn't do that earlier. You could go left. Also, as far as I know, this is symmetrical. But let's try it once. Pretty much the same. Ah! Shit. Okay, so a timed air brake. I mean, something like this has to be the solution. You can force some sick nose downs. $189. I mean, for an AO8 map, this is already pretty decent position. This last thing where I land. This one. Here I would jump up like this. Here it goes down already. This is like a small difference, you know. I think it's this. I think it's this and I have to hit that. I'm not hitting this. Imagine you somehow get reactor... The reactor effect, I don't know if up or down would be better, and then you suddenly zoom into the finish. But it doesn't work that simple on plastic, just gliding or sliding over it. Very wicked, but not fast. And here you can maybe also do stuff, but this is then pure to luck. You can try to go for something when you're behind Ghost. If you have a landing that allows you to get there. I mean, this is a nice nose down, but it's sometimes too good. I'm ending up with too low airtime, landing too early. I mean, I have my idea how I want to drive this. My PB was also pretty decent, so it's not easy to beat. Oh nö! Hä? Why did it... Mann. I'm too early to the right. Yeah, I need to come from the further left road. Like basically exactly the line of my PB, just that I want to get a better nose down for this last downhill before I hit the reactor. This is basically how I want to improve. My PB one equaling it kind of. Maybe with a better nose down in the start. And then getting the nose dive, the nose down for this ending. To get more downhill there. Oh, nice downhill, yeah. Yeah, such a nose down there would be great in combination with no. It would be great if I still make it into the same downhill. Yeah, the thing is I have to jump very far. I need really good speed. Always losing speed now between two jumps. Compared to my PB at least. Maybe my PB was just very good there. Ja, also bei PB gets this one downhill very nice. Most people were actually happy with the change. It felt like. I believe Twitter? Or was it somewhere else as well? Like when it was released somewhere. I saw reactions. I think it was, also Twitter I definitely saw. But I would have even think there was more than that, just that, but I'm not sure. And there we go. 117 directly. Yeah, and I was behind in the start. Also there's much more possible. I agree, there are some tracks that are pretty boring. But I don't know if it's because of the rule change. Anyway, this was a good PB. Let's end here because the next cup is starting. The current positions are looking like this. Didn't it just show me that I am here 117th or something? What the fuck? Oh yeah, overall pretty good. I don't know why this is also showing me 150th. That cannot be updated because I should be top 100 with this. Alright, club.